Hello and welcome everybody. How is it everyone? I hope everybody is doing well. So I have again come with lecture number 6 of this amazing chapter magnetic effect of electric current. So let's begin this class without wasting much of our time. Okay guys. So here I am, advantages of AC over DC. Okay, so in the last session, we had seen what is the basic difference between AC and DC. Okay, that is very important. Now, we will try to understand what are the advantages of AC over DC. It is very important. Okay, so guys, let me draw a graph of AC. So this is the graph of AC. Okay, this is the graph of what? AC. And this is the graph of DC. You can see this is the graph of what? DC. Now what is the basic difference between these two graphs? So the basic difference between these graphs is that in the graph of AC, the direction is changing. Okay, the direction is changing. But if I talk about DC, then the direction is not getting changed. The direction is not getting changed. If it is positive, then it will become positive. If it is negative, then it will become negative. That means I can draw the graph of DC like this as well. But it will always be constant. Means direction will always be constant. Now guys, let me tell you the second difference between the AC and DC. So the second difference is frequency. So in AC, the frequency, the average frequency, if India, then I will say it is 50 hertz. In India, the frequency of AC is 50 hertz. But if I talk about frequency of DC, then there is no concept like frequency in the case of DC. Why? Because there is no changing in direction. So that's why we can't say that there is any type of frequency. So I will write no frequency. Let me write it here. No frequency. Okay, I hope you get my point. So the third point is the shock of AC is actually attractive. It is attractive. Now if I talk about the shock in DC, then I would say the shock in DC would be repulsive. It would be what? Repulsive. For an example, if you get in touch with DC, then it will not attract you, it will repulse you. So it is actually an advantage of DC. But if you get in touch with AC, then it will attract you. So it can be dangerous for you. Okay guys, I hope this point is also clear to you. Now the AC can be used to transmit it for the long distances. Basically what happens in the case of AC, the loss is very less. Losses is very less. Okay, you can transmit it and the loss will also not be so much. But if I talk about DC, then here the losses during transmission will be high. So that's why it is a disadvantage of DC. Now guys, after talking about this, let me tell you one more point, and that is this AC can be step up and step down. Okay, What is the meaning of this step up and step down? Basically, we will discuss later transformer. Okay. Now what happens with transformer? Transformer is a machine which basically step up and step down the voltage. So voltage can also be, you can say, increase or decrease by the help of this transformer. I hope guys you understand this point. Now, if I talk about this DC, then it is not, very convenient to step up or step down the voltage of DC. First you will have to convert it into the AC, and then you will have to convert it into the, you have to step down the voltage or step up the voltage, and then again you will need to convert it into the DC. So that's why to step up and step down the voltage in the case of DC is not an easy task. So these are some important points which I have explained, and these are very very important points. Now guys, after understanding these points, let's move ahead and let's try to understand some other things related to this. Okay? Okay guys, so here we are. So let's try to understand what is written here. So guys, AC can be controlled by the use of choke, which involves less loss of power, whereas DC can be controlled using resistance, which involves high energy losses. So in electricity chapter we had seen that what is the heat energy or what is the losses. So basically the heat energy is equals to I square RT. Okay, so here you can see that the losses is very much higher. Okay, if the resistance is high, then the loss will also be high. So to control DC, we have to connect higher resistance. So it will increase our losses as well. But in the case of AC, we do not need to do these lots of things. What we can do? We can simply use this choke and we can control the AC at very less loss of power. I hope guys you are able to understand these things. Now we know that AC can be transmitted over long distance without much loss of energy, and AC machines are stout and durable and don't need much maintenance. This is a very best advantages of AC, that the AC machines are basically stout and durable. Okay, these are long lasting, it works long, so that's why it doesn't need lots of maintenance as well. So you can say that AC machines are very much, it has lots of advantages over DC machines. So now guys, let's talk about the disadvantages. So disadvantages of AC are very less. Disadvantages of AC are very much less. So let me tell you what are those disadvantages. So guys, we know the electrolysis process. So what is electrolysis process? In electrolysis process, we need fixed polarity in electrolysis process. Okay, we have to make a rod cathode and we have to make another rod anode. So that's why we need to have fixed polarity. But you know that in the case of AC, the direction always keeps changing. So polarity cannot be fixed in the case of AC. So that's why AC cannot be used in the electrolysis process. Okay, so if you are asked why can't we use AC in electrolysis process, then your answer will be simple and short, that AC cannot be used here because in electrolysis process we need fixed polarities. Okay, but in AC the direction always changes, so that's why we cannot use AC in electrolysis process. Okay guys, so showing electromagnetism as it reverses its polarity, the same line is written here, and AC is more dangerous than DC. This is also a disadvantage which we had discussed already, that AC has, AC is more dangerous. Why? Because it attracts someone. Okay, it attracts the object. But if I talk about DC, then the shock of DC is repulsive, but the shock of AC is actually attractive. So that's why it is more dangerous. AC is more dangerous. I hope guys you have understood all the things related to the difference between AC and DC. Now let's move on to the next slide. Okay guys, so here we are. Here we will discuss the domestic electrical circuits. Okay, so basically these are the circuits which we see in our houses. Okay, so we have to be very clear here, and let's try to understand what are these circuits. So guys, we receive electric supply through main supported through the poles or the cables. In our houses, we receive electric power of 220 volt with a frequency of 50 hertz. So if you are asked that the power on which the appliances on our houses works, what is the value of that power, then you will simply say that is 220 volt. And what is the frequency of that voltage, then you will say 50 hertz. Okay, and I do not need to make you understand what is the meaning of this frequency. Okay, now guys, let's talk about the three wires which we see at our houses. Okay, so the first wire is live wire. Okay, and let me show you the wire. Let me change the color. So this is the color of the wire. This is a red color wire, and you can also call it phase wire. Phase wire. Okay guys, so this phase wire is actually a live wire, and current is flown in this wire only. Okay, there is another wire also, and that is black wire. Okay, and this wire is known as, you can say, neutral wire. Neutral wire. And what is the difference between these wires? There is no current in this neutral wire. No current. Okay, but in live wire the current is flowing. I hope guys you can understand this, the difference between live and neutral wire. Now guys, let's talk about earth wire. So earth wire is basically a green insulated wire. Okay, let me draw the earth wire also. This is earth wire, and color of this wire is what? Green. Now guys, why this earth wire is used? So this earth wire is used to protect ourselves from the shock. Okay, let's suppose if you are using an electric iron. Let's suppose this is your iron and you are using it. Now what happens? There are three types of wire. First one is electric wire, and the second one is live wire, and the third one is what? Black wire. This is your, let me draw it clearly. This is black wire. So what happens? The current comes from this red wire and goes from this black wire. But guys, let's suppose if there is a leakage of the current. Okay, there is a defect in the body, or the components of the iron. So the current is flowing in the body of this iron, and if you touch it, then you will get a shock. So to protect you from the shock, we connect this earth wire. So what happens? Whenever this type of current flows in the body in this electric wire, then this current goes from this earth wire, and then it is, it goes to the earth. Let me draw it clearly. Okay, so this is connected to the earth and you are protected from the electric shock. So this is very important concept. So I hope guys you might have been able to understand the difference between these three wires. Let me again clear it to you. So this is what, this is your live wire, or you can call it phase wire. The current only flows in this wire. This is your black wire. There is no current flowing in this wire, and this earth wire is connected to the circuit to protect you from the shock. I hope guys this is understood by you. So now let's move on to the next slide. So guys, here we will discuss short circuit. Okay, what we will discuss here? We will be discussing short circuit. Now, you might have heard this word lots of time. Short circuit, short circuit. But do you know what is the actual meaning of this word? So today we will try to understand. So basically guys, short circuit is nothing but the touching of this red wire and this black wire. Okay, you know that this is a neutral wire. This is what? This is neutral wire. And you also know that this red wire is a live wire. Okay, now if these two wires faultily connect with each other, then what will happen? Suddenly lots of current starts to flow and this will short the circuit. This will short the circuit. So generally there is an insulation between these wires. But if this insulation fails and if these wires get in touch with each other, then the situation of short circuit comes. I hope guys this is clear to you what is the meaning of short circuit. So the same thing is written here, that short circuit is caused by the touching of live wires and neutral wire, and sudden a large current flows, and it happens due to damage in insulation, in power lines, or a fault in electric appliances. So basically this happens due to the fault or damage in insulation. I told you what is insulation. Insulation protects this, okay, current flows inside the insulation, and insulation works as a layer to protect it, from the object, from the other objects, or you can say to get in touch with other bodies. For an example, if you directly touch this wire, this live wire, then you will get a shock. So to protect you from this, we coat it, or we insulate it, or you can say that we do a coating of insulations. I hope guys this is clear to you. Now this also can happen due to the fault in electric appliances. If there is a leakage in your electric appliances, or any part of your appliances is not working properly, then also this short circuit happens. I hope guys you understand this. Now let's move on to the next slide. Okay guys, so here we are. Now let's talk about some important things, and that is overloading of an electric circuit. So the overheating of electric wire in any circuit due to the flow of large current, it is called overloading of electric circuit. A sudden large amount of current flows through the wire which causes overheating of wire, and it may also cause fire. So basically guys, what happens in the previous chapter, also we discussed this thing, that whenever a high amount of current flows in the circuit, then lots of heat is generated. Why lots of heat generated? Because we know that heat energy is given by this formula, H is equals to I square RT. Now what is this I square? Here it is current. So this heat is directly proportional to the current. Now guys, what happens, as it can be clearly seen that this heat is directly proportional to the current. So if the current is high, then this heat energy will also be high. So if heat energy is high, then your appliances can also, it is a major cause of fire. Your appliances can be burnt. So you have to be very careful and how we can protect our appliances from the flowing high amount of current in our circuit. So to protect our appliances from this flowing high amount of circuit, we use this electric fuse. This is very important appliance which we use to protect from the high amount of current. So as it is written, it is a protective device used for protecting the circuit from short circuiting and overloading. It is a piece of thin wire of material having a low melting point and high resistance. So basically our fuse is nothing. Let's suppose this is a fuse, okay, and here a wire is connected, okay, and this is a phase wire like this. Here the current is flowing and this wire is connecting. Let me draw it with other pen. Okay, so now this wire is connecting our appliances to this live wire. Now guys, what happens whenever the high amount of current flows in this wire? So this wire has very less melting point. So if the melting point is low, then whenever the heat is high, this will melt, and whenever it melts, then it will, you can remove it from the circuit because it will melt, it will burn. So let me erase it from here. Okay, so now you can see that the circuit is disconnected. The current will not be going from this wire to this wire. Why? Because the circuit is not completed, and you know that current always flow in a complete circuit. If circuit is not completed, then current will not be flowing. So this is the working principle of an electric fuse. What happens? It has lower melting point and high resistance. So due to the high resistance, what will happen? Whenever the current is high, then the heat energy will also be high, and this heat energy will melt this wire, and this will break the circuit and current will stop flowing. And by this way we protect our appliances from the fire. I hope guys you understand this point. Now fuse is always connected to the live wire. As you can see, fuse is always connected in series, and it will always connected in series. It is also a very important point. Fuse is always connected to the beginning of an electric circuit. Fuse works on the heating effect. So basically, why we connect it from the beginning? For an example, let's suppose this is your live wire. Let me draw it with red pen. Let's suppose this is your live wire, and this is an appliances. Let's suppose this is a bulb. Okay. So now here I had connected a fuse. Let's suppose this is your fuse and this is your fuse wire like this, okay, and this is your live wire, and this is another wire which is connected to the other appliances. Now guys, what happens if high amount of current flows in this circuit? Then this appliance will burn, and now when it goes in this fuse, then this fuse will burn and it will disconnect the circuit. But it has no meaning. Why? Because our appliance is already burnt. So you have to connect this fuse, you have to connect this fuse in the beginning, so that our appliances can be safe from the high amount of current. So I hope guys you understand this point completely. Now guys, after understanding this, let's move on to the next slide and let's talk about here. So this is an example, and here let's see what this example is saying. So find out the neutral wire among following images. Okay, so we know very well that this is a green wire. This is a green wire. And what is the work of a green wire? Green wire is basically a earth wire. Okay, and this is what? This is red wire. And red wire is what? Red wire is basically the live wire. And you can also call it a phase wire. Okay, I hope you understand this. And this is a neutral wire. This is a neutral wire because it is colored in black. So this is our answer. I hope guys you understand this. Let's move on. Okay guys, so here we are. This is another example. Here it is written that which type of current is used in electrolysis process. So we know that we cannot use AC current in electrolysis process. So the answer is B. Why? Because in B, you can say in DC current, the polarity is fixed. Polarity is fixed. But if I talk about AC current, then we all know that polarity here is not fixed. So that's why AC cannot be used in electrolysis process. So I hope guys you understood this. Let's move ahead. So here I am ending this lecture. I hope you understood all the concepts related to this. So thank you so much guys, and bye bye.